What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is March the 4th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we're starting off here in Washington, D.C. We will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor of the video is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go. And starting off with the Base of Ops vendor, we have the Invisible Hand. This is the named AUG assault rifle with Perfect Allegro as a talent, and this one with Swap Speed as that bottom attribute. Moving on, we have a Black Market T821 with Reload Speed and Flatline, followed by a FAL with Armor Damage and Flatline, and finally a M1911 with Armor Damage and Optimist. Looking at the gear items, we have a China Light backpack with Opportunistic, Skill Haste, and Weapon Handling, and finally a Richter and Kaiser chest piece with Empathic, Resolve, Skill Haste, and Health. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 6.9, Drone Scan Range 8.2, Turret Damage 4.3, and Sticky Bomb Duration of 6.3. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor, not really. Negative. Actually, the Empathic Resolve isn't bad. It's not bad. What you would do is just change the health off for repair skills, and then you'd be good to go. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. But again, that's only going to really help you out with the incoming repairs. I was just trying to think of like some good builds with that, and I just really couldn't think of any, except for like a healer that wants to like help heal themselves or something like that, you know. But on to the countdown vendor. Here we go. Starting with the Commando. This is the named SVD with Perfectly Naked, and this week it comes with Armor Damage. Following that, we have a Force Multiplier. This is the named Hanayu backpack with Perfect Combined Arms, and this one's actually a good pickup. Change the hazard off for skill haste and you're good to go. You get the skill damage, you get the skill damage from your talent, and you get the skill haste to go with the skill haste on your brand set bonus. You're good to go. And finally, for the named items at the countdown vendor, we have the Night Watcher. This is the Heliguard mask with Scanner Pulse Haste as an attribute. This is very strong, especially with the new Scanner Pulse Haste mods. Just a reminder, we have the microwave coils that catches enemies on fire when you scan them. And we also have Reaper Scan that changes the enemies to a blacklist marked enemy just by scanning them. So again, the scanner pulse isn't bad this season. And with that being said, the Night Watcher isn't bad either. Just remember that this will not work in conflict, and I would not recommend it in the Dark Zone. But in PvE, of course, all day. Now let's run over to the clan vendor, and then we'll get out of here for the Base of Ops. Really nothing from the main base vendor, and then from that countdown vendor, the only thing I would really recommend would be that Force Multiplier, but let's see if the clan vendor has anything better. But first, shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, so if you are interested in joining the DoD, make sure to jump over to my Discord, and I have different tabs for the different platforms. So whatever platform you're on, we do have a DoD that I'm a part of, and I will send out invites whenever we have spots opened. So again, go to my Discord, go to whatever platform tab you are associated with, and put your name down for clan invites. With that being said, here is your clan vendor. Starting with the Rusty, this is the brand new named RPK with Perfect Pressure Point, and this one with Accuracy as that bottom attribute. What I would do is change Accuracy to Armor Damage, and you're good to go. For the gear set items, we have a Hunter's Fury holster with Status, Rigger Mask with Headshot, and hardwired knee pads with Armor Regeneration. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Honey Badger with InSync and Armor Damage, not bad. A MG5 with Crit Damage and Fast Hands. A MDR with Sadist and Rate of Fire, that's not bad either. That's not bad. And then for the high-end gear items, we have a Golden Gear holster with hazard and headshot. That's a really good holster, really strong armor and hazard. You could easily just change the headshot off for armor regeneration and be good to go. Looking at the Murakami gloves here, repair skills and health. Remember, the two-piece Murakami gives you repair skills, so you could easily change the health to skill haste or whatever else you want. Moving on, we have a Douglas and Harding mask with armor regeneration and crit damage. And finally, a Walker and Harris mask with status and headshots. Looking at the mods, we have repair skill 16.8, headshot 8.0, shield deflector damage 4.5, shield health 4.5. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, must buys from the clan vendor. The Rusty is the brand new named weapon, so if you want to pick that one up, go for it. As far as the weapons go, the Urban MDR is not bad. Sadis is a very good weapon, or a very good weapon talent, especially if you pair that up with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. That also gives a bleed. I would just change the rate of fire off for damage to targets out of cover, but that's just me. The Golden Gear holster, really strong. Change the headshot to armor regeneration. You could have an armor regeneration hazard build. It would be very strong and unstoppable. The Murakami gloves aren't bad for a healer build. Just remember to change the health off for like skill haste or something else like that. And really, that's about it. Not bad. That shield health mod is decent, but it's not the best. But that's it for the base of ops. Let's go west, and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Here we go. And if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I do daily Division content. And ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. Here we go. Campus settlements. Starting with the Visionario. This is the Legatus mask with optimal range as an attribute. And this one also with skill haste. Following that, we have a Covert SRS with max marksman rifle damage, armor damage, and future perfect. You could easily just change the future perfect off for determined, and you'd be good to go. Next up, we have the Big Show. This is the named LMG with perfect thunderstrike, and this one with reload speed. Just change that to armor damage. And the final two high-end items, we have an Electric mask with status and armor regeneration. That's really good. I'd pick that up because you could just change the skill tier to an armor core. This is pretty godly. I mean, you could make a status regen god build. That's a really good one. I like that one a lot. A lot. And finally, we have a Badger Tough holster with explosive resistance and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have repair skill 16.1, chem launcher burn strength 6.4, hive duration 4.2, pulse health 14.0, and trap duration of 4.3. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus. The Electric mask is really going to be my go-to for this one. Definitely pick that one up. Change the skill tier to an armor core, and thank me later. But all right, now it's time for the Dark Zone vendors. So coming up, Dark Zone West. West, let's go. Oh, wait. Now, before we get to our Dark Zone vendors, just a reminder, you have to have DZ resources. So toggle over to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, I'm sitting at 125 out of 999, so if I need any more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes that give them to me instantly, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them. Either way, that's how you get them, and that is the only currency that these Dark Zone vendors will take. And speaking of which, here we go, Dark Zone West. Starting with the Virginian, this is a PvP exclusive named item, meaning the only ways of getting this weapon is a Dark Zone drop, Dark Zone vendor, conflict, or a named item cache. So conflict, Dark Zone, named item cache. Now this one with magazine size, perfect boomerang, not bad. Just change the magazine size off for damage to targets out of cover, and you're good to go. Moving on, we have a Super 90 with health damage and Sadist, and then finally a classic M1A with Sadist and magazine size. Sadist is a big player this week. Crazy. Gear items, we have hardwired gloves with skill haste. Foundry Bulwark knee pads with armor regeneration. That's exactly what you want. That's a good pickup. Murakami gloves with health and weapon handling. And finally, Wyvern knee pads with repair skills and health. Looking at the mods, we have Ensnare Resistance 8.6, Seeker Mine Healing 6.0, Shield Holstered Regen 4.2, Firefly Damage 5.7, and finally, Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from DZ South. Or no, this is DZ West. My bad. The Virginian's not bad. The rolls are kind of low. The Foundry knee pads are pretty decent. But again, these are very expensive taking DZ resources. So if you have the currency, definitely pick them up. But if not, you're good. Wait until next week. Now, speaking of DZ South, it's time to take our talents down south. To the deep south. DZ South, let's go! All right. Here we go. DZ South. Big money, big money, big money. No whammies. Ooh, the apartment. Nice. The apartment is another PvP exclusive named item. You can only get it from the Dark Zone, Conflict, or named item caches. However, the apartment is now dropping in Capitol Building. So the Stronghold Capitol Building, for some reason, it drops here a lot. So if you do this on Legendary, Heroic, whatever, kill one of the bosses, and they will drop the apartment. Just so you know, it's supposed to be a PvP exclusive item, but it does drop at the Capitol Building. Anyways, what makes the apartment so special? Well, it's the named SIG MPX with the talent perfectly measured. So half of the magazine gives you more rate of fire, and the other half of the magazine gives you more weapon damage. Pretty cool, right? It goes really fast at first, and then it slows down at the end. That's what she said. Just playing. I'm just playing. But regardless, this one, optimal range, I would change that to damage to targets at a cover, and then you'd be good to go. It is a fun weapon to use. It is the only weapon in the game with perfectly measured. Definitely worth a try. Following that, we have a enhanced AUG with optimal range and in sync, an MK16 with headshot and perpetuation, and finally a M1911 with stability and reformation. Looking at the gear items, we have Striker backpack with crit chance, Cavalier chest piece with max skill haste, Sokolov Concern backpack with galvanized crit chance and repair skills, and finally Araldi chest piece with weapon handling, hazard, and efficient. Not bad. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.0, Drone Armor Repair 6.2, Turret plus 1 extra mortar, and finally Sticky Bomb, duration of 6.2. Now, must-buys, things to look for from DZ South. The apartment's not bad. It is PvP exclusive. The Striker backpack is actually really good, but remember it costs DZ resources. And really, that's about it. All right. Now, before we go to the last Dark Zone vendor, we need to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Here we go. Now, what I do is I go to the descent entrance. That way you just go up the stairs, pet the dog, and then you can hit the vendor right there instead of running across the entire settlement. So here we go. Run up the stairs. Where's the dog? Oh, what? Where's the dog? Oh, there's the dog. Hey! That's the first time I've ever done a vendor reset and I didn't see the dog sitting at one of these locations. Weird. All right. Let's jump over to the vendor before the music starts to get louder and louder. Here we go. Castle Settlement, starting with the Dare. This is the named LMG with perfect flatline, and this one with armor damage. That's exactly what you want for this weapon. It's perfect. If you want to pick it up, that's a good one. Following that, we have a Surplus SVD with armor damage and fast hands, but the attributes are so high on this one, you could change the talent to whatever it is you want. Good to go. Following that, we have a GR9 with in sync and stability, Richter and Kaiser mask with health and explosive resistance, and finally, Overlord holster with weapon handling and crit hit damage. Looking at the mods, we have repair skill 16.1 again, chem launcher duration 4.2, hive damage 4.3, pulse radius 8.6, and finally trap duration of 4.3. Now, must buys, things to look for from the from the castle, my bad. Not really, to be honest. None of these are really standing out to me. I mean, yeah, the dare isn't bad. These are good rolls, but it's just not my favorite weapon. It has a very high magazine, but it's just not my cup of tea. That's just me personally. If you like it, it is a good pickup. Same with the surplus SVD. This is a good one to pick up, but you'd have to change the talent to whatever it is you want. And for me personally, I'm just not a big marksman rifle person. But all right, that is it for the castle. Now let's jump over to our last DZ vendor, DZ East. Now for DZ East, this one's a little bit different. You don't go to the main entrance, you go to the Alpha checkpoint and then just exit. Now, yes, you will hit this double loading screen. It's fine. It's just trying to populate a lobby for you. But what you're doing is just exiting and the vendor's right there. Complete. And what this does, believe it or not, it is faster. So the main entrance is way out there and you'd have to run all the way through the courtyard instead of just exiting out of that checkpoint. But here we go, DZ East. Starting with the good times. This is the named M60 with perfect fast hands, and this one with magazine size. Following that, we have a SR1 with stability and flatline, and a Big Show with perfect thunderstrike and crit chance. Looking at the gear items, we have an Eclipse mask with skill haste, Breaking Point holster with max repair skills, an Araldi mask with headshot and status, and an Araldi holster with headshot and crit hit damage. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills again. This one 15.8, chem launcher radius 5.7, hive health 7.4, pulse cone size 6.3, and finally trap duration of 4.2. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East. The good times isn't bad. This is another PvP exclusive item. So every single Dark Zone vendor had a PvP exclusive item for you this week. That's really nice. Now this one, it's the M60 with perfect fast hands. Just put really high crit on this weapon and it will reload instantly. It's a lot of fun, I promise you, but it is an M60, so it shoots fairly slow, just so you know. Another one to look at would probably be the Araldi pieces. Whenever you have a Araldi with headshot on it already, there's different combinations you could go. So for this one right here, the holster, you could go crit headshot, which is fine, not bad. And then for this one, the headshot status, you could easily use this with the name Habsburg Guard chest piece with perfect trauma. And then whenever you got a headshot, it would blind them. So, I mean, that's a pretty good one as well. Thanks for the all right. That is it for all the Dark Zone vendors. So now we have one more stop before we go to New York City. And that is the theater. The theater! We're going to the theater. All right, here we go. Theater settlement. Big money, no whammies. Come on. Nope. These are all whammies. Stage left. This is the named rifle with perfect sledgehammer. And this one with crit chance. Following that, we have a military M870 with damage targets at a cover and pummel. I mean, that's a good shotty. That one's not bad. Dude, it's already at 1.5 million damage. And I'm not even spec'd into shotguns. That's crazy. And finally, for the weapons, we have a classic M1A with health damage and feature perfect. Looking at the gear items, we have Golan gloves with hazard and skill damage. And finally, a Fenris pair of knee pads with weapon handling and status effects. Looking at the mods, we have shock resistance 8.5, seeker mine damage 4.2, shield damage bonus 1%, firefly blind effect duration 6.0, and finally decoy health of 5.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The M870 is really nice. That is a nice M870, just so you know. Besides that, though, I really do not like the other items. All right. Let's get out of here. We are done with Washington, D.C., and now let's jump over to New York City. Now, this will require Woney, so if you don't have Warlords of New York, that is it for you. But here is Marco and Roy Benitez at the Haven Settlement. So first up, here is Marco. Oop, not my stash. What? I'm not even near my stash. All right. There we go. Marco, starting with the Cabaret. This is the named SMG with Perfect Thunderstrike. And this one with health damage. Following that, we have a SOCOM Mark 20 with optimal range and steady-handed. A LVOAC with behind you and rate of fire. And finally, an X45 with swap speed and flatline. Looking at the gear items, we have a 511 chest piece with obliterate, explosive resistance, and status effects. Golden Gear gloves with crit chance and weapon handling. You could easily make that crit armor regeneration. Just change the weapon handling to armor regeneration and you're good to go. And then finally, a Legatus mask with weapon handling and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 16.6. Again with the repair skills. Just so everyone knows, that's like 5 or 6 vendors with repair skills. We have skill duration 8.3, Seeker Mine health 6.5, Hive Reviver Armor 8.6, and Decoy duration of 6.0. Now must buys things to look for from Marco. Not really. I mean, the Golden Gear gloves is your best thing. Just change the weapon handling to armor regeneration, and you're good to go. But all right, that is it. We have our last vendor, Roy Bunny. But first, make sure you pet the dog. Interact with the dog twice. The first one is just the standard, you're petting the dog, being all nice, getting your dopamine spike. But that next one, that next interaction, well, that one's random. So he could roll over, he could try to jump on you, he could try to shake your hand, he could just bark at you. Let's see what he does. Uh-oh. Oh, he's about to try to... Uh-oh. He's about to try to shake me out. Oh. All right, here we go. Roy Benitez.
Hey, agent.
And finishing off the video with the Grown Great. This is the named SMG with perfect stabilize, and this one with damage to targets out of cover. Following that, we have a military M60 with accuracy and preservation, a M870 with swap speed and flatline, and finally, an M1911 with reload and close and personal. Looking at the gear items, we have a Palisade backpack with adrenaline rush, status, and headshot damage. Bellstone Armory knee pads with crit chance and skill haste. I'd change the skill haste to armor regeneration. You're good to go. And then finally, Douglas and Harding holster with headshot and skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.2, crit hit damage 10.1, Seeker Mine +1 cluster, Chem Launcher skill haste 5.9, and finally Trap duration of 5.9. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. The Bellstone Armory knee pads aren't bad. Go armor regeneration crit, so just change that skill haste to armor regeneration, and you're good to go. The Palisade backpack doesn't seem that bad. I think I like it. I don't know yet. I'll think about it. But all right, that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for today, March the 4th. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone's from. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm probably on Twitch right now, and all of the Twitch drops are live for the Division 2. So remember to search me over there at Kamikazevondoom on Twitch, and I'll see you there. Peace out.